Yeah, when it came to mentoring you guys, one of the things I remember with your counterpart, Lieutenant Seth Stone, the Delta Platoon Commander, one thing I remember with him is we were going through mobility training. So we were in these Humvees, and we've got 4 or 5 Humvees per platoon, and we would go out and do what we call immediate action drills, which means enemy targets would pop up, and then the vehicles would have to do coordinated maneuvers to get away from those enemy targets. Now, when those enemy targets would pop up, all of a sudden there would be all kinds of machine gun fire. People are engaging them with 50 caliber machine guns, which are extremely loud. Once the machine guns are firing, you can't hear anything, and there's a lot of chaos going on. So I was actually riding in a Humvee behind Seth Stone, and I was watching him to see how he was developing, to see how his leadership fundamentals were coming to fruition, because we were getting ready to go on deployment to Iraq. I needed to know where he stood. So I'm sitting behind him and I'm watching him, and we go on one of these runs and the enemy targets pop up and the machine guns start shooting and you can't hear anything. And I'm watching Seth, and I can see him tensing up. I can see that he's emotional. I can see that he's not quite sure what to do. And he didn't really make a call, didn't really make a decision. And one of the senior enlisted guys, his platoon chief, got on the radio and made a call, and then they executed the call. So we got back from that run, and Leif's platoon went out and did a run. And while Leif's platoon was out doing a run, I talked to Seth. And I actually went in Seth's Humvee, and I took a Sharpie magic marker. And on his window, right in front of his face, I said, okay, here's what I want you to do next time you hear the machine gun start shooting. Next time these targets pop up, this is what I want you to do. And I wrote on his windshield right in front of his face, I wrote, number 1, relax. Number 2, look around. Number 3, make a call. So wrote that on his window screen. Leif's platoon gets back. We go out again for another one of these iterations. We're driving through the desert. The targets pop up. Once the machine gun starts firing, you can't hear anything, so I kind of adjust my position a little bit so I can actually see what Seth is doing. And I see him look at the window, and I see him read the words, and he reads the word relax, and I see him go like this. So he takes a breath, which is a great sign. And then he sees the words look around, and I see him move his head, and he looks to his left, and he actually opened the door of his Humvee and looked out to see where the other Humvees were. And then he saw make a call. And then he got on his radio and he said strong right, which was the call of where he wanted his Humvees to go. And guess what? They did it. Now, what's important about this story is that first step. And at the time, what I told him was to relax. Later, we started using the word detach, which means take a step back. Don't get caught up in all that chaos and mayhem. Because when you're caught in that chaos and mayhem, it's very difficult to see what to do. So relax, take a step back, detach, look around so that you can figure out what the priorities are.